I just finished watching one of the most irresponsible investment videos that I ever seen in my life. I'm a retired financial advisor. I have a CFP, a CHSC, and a CLU. I built one of the largest financial planning firms in the United States, and then I sold it back in '05. And for the most part, it's a pretty upstandard profession. We have a lot of oversight by the NASD, and if you say something wrong, they'll take your license away. Just at that, the CFP will pull your license if you act irresponsibly. And I just saw a gentleman who says he's a retired financial advisor and a retired stockbroker, and he's now a high school teacher teaching high school kids how to invest. I saw him deliver a video that turned my stomach. The title, or the thumbnail on the video, was How to Become a Multimillionaire with ETFs. And then the title was How to Become a Millionaire by Investing with Leveraged ETFs / How to Get Rich with Investing. And he proceeds to tell people how to make a lot of money using leveraged ETFs. Stay with me. You need to understand this.
Best of Us Investors presents Carrie Griegmeyer.
Okay. He starts out his delivery that we're going to have a lot of fun here today. And before we go any further, go down into the description and sign up for Webull and get your 4 free stocks. And he explains that he did it and he got Google worth $1,700. Well, who do you think he's talking to? Who do you think his audience is? And he has a big audience. He's a much bigger audience than I do. He's got over 200,000. And he says in the start of his video, he did that in the first 3 months of being on YouTube. Well, I think I figured out why. He's a drug dealer. He's a drug dealer, and he's leading people down a path. He goes to it and he shows us a calculator, and he says, "I want to show you how an ETF will work." And he starts, it's pretty straight. And he says, let's assume you're 18 years old and you're making $40,000 a year. An 18-year-old making $40,000. Okay. And you put 10% of your paycheck every month into the S&P 500 ETF. And he explains that the S&P 500 has averaged over the last 90 years 9.8%. Okay, that's all good. And I'm with him all the way here. Then he says, now you're 18 years old. Since you're only 18, you can't retire until you're 67. So that's 40 years. Over that 40 years, you're going to put in $447,000. That will grow to $5.7 million. Whoa, I'm with him. That's good. That's good information. Then he says, let me show you, if you use a leveraged ETF, what that would amount to. And he says, in essence, we're going to double your return through using a leveraged ETF, and you won't get 9.8%, you'll get 19.6%. And your $447,000 won't turn into $5.7 million. It will turn into $171 million. Holy crap. That's really something. Now what I want you to do is Google, what is a leveraged ETF? And you're going to find articles there by Yahoo Finance. You're going to by Motley Fool. You're going to find articles by numerous people. And the first thing they tell you is that a leveraged ETF is based on debt. Yeah, it's based on debt. Unlike a normal margin account, you don't have to have so much in it, and they will loan you roughly 50% of your balance to play with debt in the stock market. No, in this case, under a 2X, you get twice because you aren't borrowing the money. The ETF is. The next paragraph is going to tell you this is designed for day traders and professional traders because it resets every day. Because the underlying element of debt is futures contracts. Now, futures contracts trade 24 hours a day. So that means that the investment you have in there is trading while you're asleep. So you might wake up you went to bed with $10,000 and you may wake up because the futures contracts traded overnight and you may not have $10,000. You may have $9,000 because the market went down while you were asleep. He doesn't mention anything about that. No, he tells me you're an 18-year-old individual and you're making $40,000 and you put 10% of your check for 60 years into a 2X ETF contract and you got $171 million when you turn 67. He just issued crack cocaine. He just gave opioids out. And his audience are millennials because he's talking about signing up for Webull. And maybe he talks to us on other videos about Robinhood. This is irresponsible. This is just wrong. So I thought, well, maybe he made a mistake. And so I went into YouTube and I put in the title, and no, he did the same video 2 months ago. Just changed it around so he could put it out again. I'm sorry, but I got to blow the whistle on you. This is wrong. This is comparable to giving people crack cocaine. And you can do this ETFs not only with the S&P 500. You can do it with the Dow. You can do it with commodities. This is addictive, and as long as the market runs up consistently and constantly, it works. And if you will day trade and study the markets and understand what is happening and getting out of it so you're not exposed to it overnight, okay. But you're a professional now. If you're doing this, you're a professional. You're beyond me. I'm sorry. This is wrong. And if this kind of thing continues, there's no control. If I were a financial advisor and I did this, let me tell you what would happen. The NASDA would pull my license. The CFP board would come and say, you're no longer a CFP. This is irresponsible and it's dangerous. So, I don't know. He's outperformed me. He's got 200,000 subscribers. I'm just scared to live in hell as to what he might be creating here. I'm Kerry Grinkmeyer. I do Best of Us Investors. I'm a retired financial advisor. I built one of the largest financial planning practices in the American Express Ameriprise system. I sold it in 2005. If I can help you invest, but I can't just sit back and not say something about this because it's irresponsible.